There have been many times in my life when I have asked myself this question: what even is the point of all of this? What is the reason why I'm doing all of the things that I'm doing right now? Why am I subjecting myself to suffering almost every single day constantly? Why do I feel like I need to always constantly strive to achieve the standards and expectations that I set for myself all the time? Why can't I feel content with the way that I am right now and that the world is around me right now? Why do I always want to be more, to do more? And I pretty much always ask myself this question when I am in a state of discouragement, of confusion, when I feel frustrated, when I feel like things are just not really working out, when I feel like the world is just somewhat working against me, it's plotting against me. Although, that's kind of stupid to think about it, maybe even a bit selfish. You kind of get that feeling when just things don't really go your way, when you feel like you've put in a lot of work, but you don't really get what you want. And you ask yourself this question when you are in that vulnerable state. When the walls of the citadel of your mind are very, very sensible. They're very, very sensible to falling, to shaking, to destroying themselves when they are in the state of decay. Because you haven't really found that many reasons, and up until this point, you haven't faced that many wins, but more losses instead. So those walls of the citadel in your mind, of the beliefs and the ideals that you formed, it's just slowly starting to decay away. And that is when you're asking yourself this question: why am I even doing all of this? What's the point? Can't you see that I'm only subjecting myself to more suffering? There's so many people around me, and I always have this argument, this irrational part of my mind, that just simply wants to run away from all of this, to run away from my responsibilities. It always uses this argument, look at all the people around you, man. None of them have responsibilities. Or at least they don't have any actual good responsibilities. They don't think about their parents that much. They don't think about their family that much. All they do is they go out, they have fun, they play video games. Bro, you would love to play video games, wouldn't you? Oh my god, yeah, I have so many great memories. You would love to just eat some junk food, wouldn't you? Oh my god, yeah, it just tastes so good. You would love to just sit on your ass all day and do nothing but read and draw and do this and do that. Of course, man, that's great, right? But you have responsibilities towards yourself and towards the world out there. This is what I always tell myself, it doesn't really matter what I choose to do. It doesn't really matter what the world around me chooses to do. The main situation is never gonna change, right? The main point of why we're doing all of this, why we're going on self-improvement, why we're just subjecting ourselves to suffering, why we're constantly trying to find some sort of meaning to things, why we cannot just let things be the way that they are. It is because this is the only path forward in my life that I feel will make me proud of myself. Right? And this is mostly my personal opinion, but you might be able to relate to this, right? This path of subjecting yourself to pain, to suffering, by your own desire, by your own decision, to do things when you don't really want to do them, to do all these kinds of things, and to feel like sometimes like you're wasting your time, right? To feel like things are not really working out the way that they should, and yet to keep going, and yet to keep doing the work, even when you don't feel like things are actually making any kind of sense. Even when the result is not certain, it is not something that you can grasp. It is more of like a belief or like an ideal in your mind that you're trying to materialize. But man, this is the only path forward in my life that I believe will actually make me proud of myself. Anything else that I've tried up until this point has led me to nowhere but misery, nowhere but constant disappointment in myself and the world around me, and that is a horrible way to live, man. When you are disappointed in yourself and the world out there, everything just becomes gray, just becomes dull. And I would never wish that for you, man. Although you've probably went through it as well. Living your life while subconsciously knowing that you're nothing but a failure is the worst feeling that I have personally ever experienced on a mental level. This feeling is just a cocktail of anger, of frustration, of impatience, of resentment, of guilt, of turmoil, and so many more things. Just imagine always constantly feeling impatient wherever you're doing, wherever you are, with whoever people you are, you constantly feel impatient, like you want to do something, like you need to do something, but you just don't know what, or you know what you have to do, but you have all of this friction in your mind that's keeping you away from doing this thing. The only thing that you're left with is your own impatience, your own turmoil, your own anger for still being in this position, for not changing, for not doing the right things. Your frustration for all the times when you have made some decisions, some choices, choices that would have led you down a better path, but they have not worked out. Your guilt for living this way. You're nothing but a worm just swarming through other worms. Your resentment for all the people out there who are doing better than you. For all the people out there who are doing something to change their lives and who are actually getting some sort of results, and you feel like they are actually better than you in all of the things that they're doing. They're actually destined to live a better life than you are. You know, the way that we're living our lives right now, going on self-improvement, trying to change our lives, making changes, sometimes getting setbacks, sometimes not feeling like things are working out the way that they should. Our own personal lives interfering with what we have as plans, with the ideals that we want to achieve in our lives. This is the only way that I believe we can live a noble life. And I use the word noble very specifically here because this is the only way that I believe we can actually feel proud of ourselves. We can feel content with ourselves. We can feel confident with what we're doing, and we can have some sort of dignity while doing so, because there are so many more ways to live your life, and to have all of these positive emotions in your body, but no dignity, or little to no dignity, and that is just a horrible way to be, man. The rest of all those lifestyles that you can possibly go down on, except for this one of your own personal desire to face suffering on your own level, to become accustomed to it, to prepare yourself for the worst out there, and to perform in tough situations, everything else aside from this, it is just the path to hell. It is the path to your own damnation. Or at least this is what I think, man. I will never stop all the things that I'm doing. I will never stop all of these high ideals and standards and expectations that I've set out for myself. I will never stop believing in them, and I will never stop striving to achieve them, no matter how many times I fail. Because I know it only takes one time for me to win and to completely change my life and my world. One time, out of so many failures, you only need one time. I will never stop, and I can never stop. I am literally unable to stop. Because the moment that I stop, all of that cocktail of negative emotions will just swarm me right back in, and it will make me feel like I am in the same miserable damn place as I was before, with nothing changing. There is no retreat, man. There is no way back. There is nowhere else that you can run to avoid this. The only way that you can go, the only path that you can take is forward, is down this path. So do it, man. Do it, man. You know that you have to. So yeah, man. I really hope that you've gained some value from this video and that this has actually been of value to you, because I've always asked myself this question through tough times, and sometimes I've struggled to find the answer, but recently it's only been more clear to me. And I thought that this was something valuable that you could hear, man. And by the way, sorry for the light behind you that is constantly blinding, but there's not much I can do about it. It's the window is normal, there's a bit of light, but because of the camera, it just looks like this, right? So my bad, bro. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like. It's a self-improvement YouTube channel where I've been making videos for almost a year now regarding my self-improvement journey that I have been on for the past almost 2 years of my life. You can share this video with other people who you think will also be able to gain some value from this, and you can like this video if you really think that it's been of value to you. If you want to join my self-improvement Discord server where we can talk about self-improvement concepts from time to time, then all you have to do is you have to click the Discord link in the description of this video. And if you want to go on a free self-improvement one-to-one coaching call with me where we can talk about all kinds of self-improvement tips, your journey, my journey, anything regarding self-improvement, and this is entirely for free, you don't have to pay any money, then all you have to do is you have to click the Calendly link in the description of this video. So yeah, man. Don't forget why you're doing this. This is the only path forward in life which you can actually be content with. And you know it, man. You've tried everything else before and it's never worked out. This is the only way forward. And we have to go down the path. No retreat, brother. Good luck.